Hi, LindaBauwin here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Just want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. As we start this 2008 year, I am starting a new online class and card kit. And every month, I am going to have a stamp with me and get it free online. And what it's going to do is feature a stamp set, and you will have to pre-order by a certain time. For January, it will be January 10th that you'll need to get the class fee to me of $30. And then what that entitles you, you will get the stamp set for free. So you're going to be paying for a $30 class, and you will be making 6 cards using the stamp set Waterfall. And this is just a beautiful nature scene. Of course, there'll be a creative fold, and you will get all of the pieces for the cards, the tutorial, all the instructions and measurements sent right to you. I will have a list down below of the supplies that I used to create this 6 cards. And again, part of your class fee is you will be getting the stamp set. Any punching, embossing, or cutouts that I use, that will be already done in your kit. So kicking off this new program, again, it's going to be called Stamp With Me and Get It Free. I thought it would be fitting that I would do an additional card. So actually you'd have 7 cards done with this stamp set. Again, it's called Waterfront. It is $1 million stamp achiever Connie Heisley who designed this set. So I thought it'd be cool to start off with a creative fold that is not part of the kit that you will get when you sign up with this, but since I'm all about creative folds, I thought I would share an additional card using a creative fold. Now I'm bringing in a piece of Whisper White. This measures 5 1/4 by 8, and I'm going to score it at the 2-inch. And what you need to do is to score 2 inches on each side. But I find when I do a gate card, it's always best for me just to score on one side and then just fold over the other side. Now I could have measured 2 inches on the other side, but if I was a fraction of an inch off, my gatefold would not close completely. And it is important that it closes completely because I am going to do a masking technique with this. Now I've taken a piece of Whisper White. This measures 4 by 5 1/4, and I have put some adhesive on that to kind of hold it in place. Let's see, I've got it crooked there, so let me just move that up. And I'm going to lay that down. Now, most of you know I'm down here in Florida, and one of the things I forgot to bring was daubers. Now, how in the world did I forget daubers? So, of course, that's on my first order. Now, I'm taking the sun. I'm using Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to stamp that sun right about there. So, I forgot my daubers, so the next best thing to use is a Kleenex. So I'm going to bring in that pool party, and I'm going to bring in a Kleenex, and I'm just going to daub around the edges with that Kleenex. Now it doesn't give the same effect as daubers, but in this case it's just going to have to work for me. So I've got that. Kind of gives you a rough looking sponge background. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Smoky Slate ink and the mountains. And I'm going to stamp that right about in here. I'm going to remove that stamp, and I'm going to bring in another stamp. Something else I'm finding down here. At home, I have all kinds of clear blocks. So when I do a video, I can have all of my stamps mounted on my blocks. But down here, not so much. I didn't bring that many blocks, so you're going to have to bear with me as I go back and forth. So I am just going to stamp some of the grass here. And what is happening, the excess is going right on my masking. I'm going to bring in this larger piece, and I'm going to go ahead and take that pool party, and I'm going to stamp it, even though I have sponge down there. This will give me a darker look. I see that I'm not using my paper piercing mat, which I really like to do that when I have photopolymer. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bring that in, because see what happens when you don't use it. You don't always get a good coverage, but that's okay, because I am going to take, I'm going to stamp off that grass effect, and now I'm going to go into the Dapper Denim, and I'm just going to make some darker blue for my water. I'm going to go into those little dots that are with that set and just kind of speckle that around. Then I'm going to pull that masking off. And you see how I've got a pretty landscape look on that gatefold. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the friend. This is from that stamp set, and I am going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp it right about there down at the bottom. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a small piece, and I hope I got it big enough, and I don't. Bear with me here just a second. This is definitely big enough. I've got a piece of Dapper Denim, and I have our adhesive sheets, and I've just got a very small piece of that adhesive sheet, and I'm going to put that right about here. And next, what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my dies. This is from Celebrate You Thinlits. This is a free celebration item. You can get that with a $100 order, something new with Celebration this year. Now what I want to do is I just want adhesive on part of this because I'm putting it on my gatefold. So I've got my adhesive here, and I need my A right there. Now I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. I would bring the Big Shot up on my table here, but I have a folding table that I brought down. I don't have my counter like I do at home, so consequently if I bring my Big Shot on, things are going to shake, and I don't want to do that to you. So I'm just going to set this down. I'm sure most of you know what a Big Shot looks like and how you run that through on the machine. If you don't, let me know and I will gladly show you how we use our Big Shot. So I'm going to bring that die back over. What I'm going to grab next is my Big Shot brush. And I'm just going to brush that back and forth. And that makes this just pop right out. Now remember, I only put adhesive on part of that. And I see I've got a little snag here. Let me just grab my scissors. I don't know what happened there. I didn't want to pop out completely. There we go. So I put my adhesive just on part of the words. So when I go to put it on my gatefold, I'm going to have the adhesive over here, because if I had too much adhesive, then my card would not open correctly. So there we've got that. Going to add some more color to that. Going to bring in my Fast Fuse and a piece of Dapper Denim. This measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm just going to add that, and I see that I think I cut my cardstock wrong when I cut this. Don't know if I have my ruler right here, but I believe that I didn't cut this down. Let me just double check myself. I think I left it, and I did. I left this piece at 5.5 inches instead of 4.25 inches. So I've got a different look with that border around. Here it is with the size that I gave you at the beginning, which is the 8 inches by 5.25, and you've got a nice even border all the way around. So either way, it looks great. Again, hope you join me for my first month of Stamp With Me and get it free, and you will see all the instructions if you're watching on YouTube, all the description at the bottom, and how the link to how you can sign up for this class online. So thanks for joining me, and again, Happy New Year. Bye-bye.